welcome back to Roadwarden. I'm in a bad place, I'm in bad space, I've got no money, and I'm not doing too great right now, so I'm also not doing too great in the game. But right. But anyway, we should we should address the fact that I am broke in this, because I can't I need money, but I'm also super tired, so I need to rest. But it's also super early. So we need to, well, we need to wander a little bit. I need hit points so I can go to the old tunnel, so I can take on the skeletons, and I can clear that out, and then we can do some stuff up there. So what I need to do, well, let's make our way that way. Make our way this way. And then travel, let's see. Right, hang on, what time of the day is it? Asking for a friend. Well, it's nearly. Maybe I should wait, because then if I go back over there, I can get my hit points back and get some money, I think? Maybe? I don't know, we'll see. Right, travel. Let's travel. Christ. Yeah, let's go back. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Let's go back. Right, now can I sleep? Yes, I can sleep. So, sleep. I'm not bothered about that. I'm gonna lose... Don't think this is gonna help. Not gonna help at all, is it? As you prepare your belongings, you realize that the days are getting noticeably shorter. The closer you get to autumn, the less time you'll have before the beasts of the night leave their lairs. But now it won't be that bad, but I better make sure not to waste too many hours. Yeah, I agree. I agree. You lose your senses right after you lie down in the middle of the warm, stuffy night. You are entangled by your dreams, too tired to fully wake up, too accustomed to having a mid-sleep break to just get back to sleep. You are between the realms, surrounded by visions so vivid that you are tempted to reach out, touch them, and stretch them out. They are your playground. Let's see. I wouldn't dare disturb the natural flow of my dreams. I accept them as they are, hoping to spot any visions they bring. Indeed. Now, how am I looking? And still trash. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's text with sim. Man, I need a way to increase vitality. Can I rest here? I'm hungry. You're hungry. Yes, I am hungry. Need a food ration. Rest. Yes, I need a hit point. Okay, right, we're good. Right, so can I do work for the guards now? I don't want to sleep. So you're pretty busy today, but not exhaustingly so. Taking care of your mount as well as all the patches, scratches, bandages, and the general mess among your possessions took some reorganizing, but at the end of the day, your muscles are grateful for not spending hours on riding. At one point, a few of the workers invited you for a drink, asking you about the news from Hovleven. It's getting darker, but not much colder. More than a dozen of locals are gathered at or by the tables, playing dice or other games, drinking, eating supper, or simply chatting. The innkeeper is standing between his counter, filling mugs with beer or buttermilk, while his daughter is cleaning the tables with a wet cloth and carrying around a bucket of stream water. Tice is nowhere to be seen. Trader is packing his goods, though with no rush. He's talking with a man who's sewing sacks on a nearby stool. The scavenger is sitting on a bench near the creek bank, apparently napping, though he winks at you when he catches your glance. This stall is closed. So can I leave the square? It's too late. Oh my god, we're sleeping already? Christ, I've wasted 3 days, 2 days, whatever. Fine, we're going to sleep then, I guess. Is this going to take a thing away from me, by the way? I have no more rations. I need to go back to... Oh my days, I'm stuck in a rut here. Because I need to... I think I've only got 1 ration left at that place, which means I'll need to buy some more. But I'm not going to have enough money. I'm only going to have enough money... They're only going to give me 2, I think. Oh man, this is rough. This is real bad. I'm in a real bad place. This is not going well for me. Fine, well I guess we're sleeping, because apparently my rest took up the entire day. That's cool. The rain once again hits the ground, interrupting your sleep. Another day of muddy roads. Right, can I... Out there. The moon is bright and so is the night. You recognize shapes of owls and bats, spot movements on the ground. There are many stories about the moon's origins and purpose, and they're older than any of the doctrines known in the cities. These legends are shared not by religions, but rather by tribes, as if they are part of a deeper conviction, something spread through the milk of mothers and wet nurses, or through the whispers of the trees and winds. The moon is up there, and we are here now. Who cares what it hides? Who cares indeed. Okay, right, nourishment. I need food. It's gonna say I'm too hungry to do it, right? Oh no. Okay, I offer services to the guards. Work for 2. Christ, 2. It's poor. It's poor. It's poor. It's poor. Please don't take any health. Please don't take any hit points. Please don't take any hit points. 2. Oh, good. Okay. Oh no, I lost some appearance. Oh no, I haven't had good appearance since. Nourishment. I need food, right? So let's go back here. See if I've got the food, and then if I've got the food, then I can. I can't remember. Enter the tavern. Have got food. I'd like to eat. Yes. Oh, thank heavens! Right. So I'm done. Okay, let's see. I need to buy something. Got. There we go. Right. So I needed to do that because I've got no food on me whatsoever. So I needed to buy some food. Time to go. Thank you. I appreciate that. Right, I'm gonna try and take on this. This is brave. What can I do here? My pearl pendant. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to do that. I need to face the undead. Yes, I'm gonna try and take these on with 2 hit points. This may go badly. This may be it. You know, this may be curtains. I don't. Oh, Christ. Let's see. I go in. Oh, I'm dead. Let me Okay. You move up the corridor, heading towards the light. The skeletons are waiting for you as they take a proper stance, filling the chambers with thuds of their feet. With or without flesh, your target blocks and dodges, making you fight as if you're facing a human, not a bloodthirsty beast. You struggle to land any hit with the weight of your axe, hardly compensating for all parrying darkness and rattling. A powerful blow reaches your back, sending you into the ground, where you take a kick in your cheek. You crawl away, but the thin fingers are already on your neck. Jack's soul has left its shell. Okay, let me replay this encounter. Okay, so we're not ready yet. We're not ready. Damn it. Damn it! So I still can't do this bit yet. I need more hit points. I need to work to get more hit points. I think we'll have a little wander, I think. Let's just investigate some more roads. Let's see if we can find anywhere. The road east is beaten and clean, with enough space to fit 2 wagons side by side. You pass by a few plum trees, apple trees, and cherry trees, but many more stumps, likely belonging to what has been turned into Foggy Lake. The life in the plains is busy and loud, but so far you don't see any lurking beasts. Judging by the many trampled parts of the meadows and the fresh food trails, the foragers searched this corner of the peninsula quite often. They didn't leave much behind. You reach a shining pond at the edge of the forest. You ride beneath 2 trimmed trees growing on the opposite sides of the path, like columns leading to Right's temple. Shouts and heavy steps prepare you for trouble ahead. 2 shells are circling around each other. One of them is a 4-legged saurian with dark grey skin, as long as your palfrey, but only knee-high. It's wandering left and right along the bank, hissing and repetitively sticking its split tongue out and then retracting it. The stout monster doesn't look like a born hunter of humans, but its long tail is swinging like a whip. For now only threatening so, but you don't doubt that getting hit by it would likely break your bones. The second one belongs to a dark brown-skinned man wearing leather pants, a long brown woolen cloak, and the matching pelt of a wolf on his head and shoulders, like a haunting hood. His voice is both gentle and scared, and he's stretching his hands in front of him, trying to make the beast stay away as if it's a mouflon. A third shell is right in the middle between the other two, a creature you don't recognize from a distance, but it is in a puddle of its own blood and isn't moving. I think we've got to help, right? I know I can take a point, but I feel like I've got to take chances helping people and hope that they give me something good in return. which sounds quite selfish, but I'm desperate right now. Nick Clegg charges forward, though strays a bit to the left as if hoping that you'll change your mind before you ride into the Saurian. You allow it to do so and land on the ground between the two enemies. The man's voice turns into laughter and you realize that the dead shell belongs not to a human, but to a creature covered with white fur. Don't worry, friend, I'm trying to scare it away from the ibex. Let's see. Vulnerable. How can I help? I think just friendly. I just want to be friendly here. He grins and triumphantly raises a finger. That's the spirit. This ibex is our destiny, friend. He points at the beast, and as his hat moves around, the loose shaking jaw distracts you. Say, friend, do you have any fruit in those sacks? Throw some at it. I have nothing. I'm poor. This is why I'm here. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this, aren't I? Alright, take the hit. Okay. He scratches his hood and nods with approval. You know what, friend? That's an excellent plan. Do so! Without another glance, he once again shouts at the beast, then dashes away from you, followed by his cape. The monster hisses and reaches forward as if waiting to see what you are going to do. You step forward, hoping to draw the monster's attention as far away from the carcass as possible. It answers your challenge and shortens the distance even further. I focus on avoiding its attacks. Try to wound it. I don't know. Focus on avoiding its attacks, maybe. No. Try to wound it. No. Try to look big and scare it. Why not? I'm bigger than it, I think. I think that was established. You take a big breath, push your chest forward, raise your arms above your head and shout. The Saurian looks at you for a bit, then turns around and heads towards the pond. Ha! Dumb beast, you hear. The thief is already next to the ibex. You wait for a bit, observing how the creature gets into the water. It swims with ease, though you notice it's heading to the opposite side of the pond, instead of staying in it. I don't know, the man chatters. I try to do it the same way. Maybe I don't look as scary as you. I look at the wolf on his head. Yeah, maybe. Well, I'll grab it by the legs, you by the head. He smiles without looking at you. I'm lucky you were around, stranger. You tell Nick Clegg to run ahead, while the two of you carry the carcass, leaving a trail of blood behind you. The road leads slightly uphill. You pass the pond and approach the woods, even from a distance, seeing a distinct trail leading between the trees. Not a garden, this forest, the man speaks briefly, grasping the burden. But not too dark, and cats are but a few. Boars are there, though, and gargoyles. Better not go too deep. There are no roads there. His face is not much older than 20, shaved with a great care, cleaner even than among the city folk. While his hood and heavy cloak mask his figure, he seems well fed and healthy. We're halfway there, friend. Creeks is a gorgeous place. You know you'll love it. I'm sure I will. Carrying the ibex takes a while, but the man is incapable of being silent. Every unusual tree seems to be tied to a story from his life, and he makes sure that you notice the first stream you come across, a new solid bridge. One of many creeks, you see, he says with untamed amusement. A thin gorge leads you between the mountains. Place is quite susceptible to bandits. Indeed. Any chance to clean myself up? You follow the trail of shouts and laughter. 7 people about 20 years old each are gathered at the wooden bridge, leaning against a railing, bathing in the stream, lying on the grass. Pieces of clothing made of fur and leather are spread around, next to cudgels and throwing clubs. Once the sound of hooves manages to break through the chattering, the curious young eyes, untouched by wartime, turn towards you, and an excited whisper spreads. The shells are proudly displayed, and the confident smiles are both inviting and challenging. How's water? The hunter greets his tribesfolk while stepping on the logs. Gentle and warm, says a man resting on his friend's shoulder. That's a nice ibex. There are paths leading in many directions, but the main road will take you uphill. Awkward as I walk past the naked people. I look at the watchtower. The hills around you form a valley, most likely spread from here to the very coast. Main spring supplying the creek is cutting through the walls, high above you. The bridge is young and robust, enduring the weight of the wanderers silently, as well as your mount and belongings. A single person is waving to you from the tower, but the roof makes it difficult for you to see what they look like. Your guide spreads with enthusiasm, or speaks with enthusiasm. Spreads with enthusiasm, speaks with enthusiasm. We keep a soul there at all times, friend, unless the night's so dark one can't even see the gate. It's not hard work, but it's boring, he says in a sing-song voice. I follow the twisting path. The palisade is as tall as the trees, but being placed on the top of the crags makes it look impassable. What? Why is the gate closed? The hunter turns to the watchtower and repeats his question, only louder. Maybe call Ila. Too blind to see what we have a guest, aye? A hardly visible guard with a female voice leans from the tower. He's coming, Howler, relax. Her shout hints at no patience towards him. The youth dine in the woods after the bath. Why wouldn't we close? The man glances at you. I wait patiently. Yeah, let's just wait. They argue for a good minute and you realise it's just friendly banter. You don't recognise some of their jokes, referencing events and people you've never met. Their accent resembles Foggy's, but it is thicker and you'll have to get used to it. Don't let Ephron talk to you to death, friend. The soul from the tower shouts to you as the gate opens. We enter the village. The sparse clumps of grass survive only on the edges of this spacious yard. The few onlookers wear working clothes suitable for their hard labour, and they're carrying tools, planks and logs. You're next to a large building of unusual shape, either a temple or a house of gathering. It makes you think of a cabin that's been getting larger over the course of the years, with the section in the middle being darker and more crude than the outer ones. A slightly overweight man is standing in front of the building with open arms. Welcome to Creeks, friend. His voice and eyes are gentle, but there's vigour in his stance and gestures. Ephron was meant to hunt, but I see he brought not one, but two unusual creatures. The hunter rolls his eyes. Don't embarrass us with his prattle. He raises his voice and fills it with bitterness, addressing no soul in particular. And maybe ask someone to help us with this ibex. It's our shared catch. He points it at you. Now I want to know whom we are grateful. Eli nods towards you. While I introduce myself, I observe him more closely. Being close to 30 years old, he's one of the older souls around. Just like the other villagers, he has clothes made of animals, not plants. The leather pants and jacket are humble, but the shoulder cape reaching from his neck to his elbows used to belong to a yellow elk. His brown skin is darker than that of a farmer, and as you look at the outreached hand, they carry the marks of being cut by tools. And I am Ila, the carpenter. We've heard of you from Foggy. He takes a step forward from the fruit trees and invites you to move forward. Like most men in the village, he's cleanly shaved. How about I show you the rest of the village? It may be humble, but it's as beautiful as a blue starling. Vulnerable. Let's have a look. See abuses. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm being welcomed in the space. I need to be nice, and I need to win them over. I need to win over their hearts. Let's try that. As he grins, you notice his unusually white teeth. He moves with heavy but enthusiastic steps. It won't really take that long, but we have quite a view. I swear, interrupts the hunter, I'm not carrying this ibex to the kitchen. Someone call the cooks. After dropping the carcass on the ground, he springs away, fretting at the blood on his hands. Let's take a stroll then, says Ila. As he leads you forward, your mount can drink at the creek here. Come, Nick Clegg. Come! You tether your mount on a tree next to a drying laundry. Ila points at the land behind the bridge proudly. Our newest addition to the village, the hunters grow old, so we are taking steps away from the meats and fruits. You spot only two people working in the field, or rather a large garden covered with cabbages, carrots, onions and garlic, indistinguishable from the wild plants growing in the woods. On the path between the two halves of the field, an elderly woman is sitting on a stool, looking in your direction as if you're interrupting her contemplation. Old Hava, they will turn this place into a proper farm one day. She has little strength, but keeps precious memories of her trade. She seems austere? Efren snorts, holding his laughter. Just be happy you haven't grown under her. I'm lucky to have her at my ears, after all the pulling and pinching. Don't overcolour, she cares a lot. Illa invites you with a gesture to follow her deeper into the village. At least about the quiet children. Just let her do the talking. The fewer things you say, the fewer reasons for her to get upset. Yeah, I know the type. The bonfire spot is surrounded by logs that were cut into tables and stools. Illa approaches the nearest chair, rubbing its back with his cut hands. When we share a meal, we do so here, sometimes beneath the stars. You'd have to see it. The flames dance on the walls to the monsters' roar and crickets. Efren's voice also grows in enthusiasm. Dining at the edge of the forest is something you wouldn't forget. Unless you can drink. Don't swallow anything stronger than spoiled ibex milk. The shadows, friend, terrifying. You glance over the wooden building while the walls seem fine. The roofs are primitive, mostly made of planks that are already soggy and bent. There are a few people working on cleaning bark from a log, but the square is mostly quiet, with a few kids observing you from above their toys. Burning fires must take a lot of wood. It's not something we need to worry about. Ella shows you to look around. We mostly burn what's left after sawing and construction. Gathering fuel for a few dozen days. Some of us think they can learn woodworking all by themselves, Efren says mockingly. Though we waste a lot of wood, at least we can roast meat on long sticks as we sit here. Now, we already have results. The carpenter moves his hand from the chair to his stomach. Everything you see here, friend, was built by us and our elders. How about I show you our old forest? Is it far away? You find the answer right away. You stand between two of the houses in front of the gate of an animal pen. The walls are made of sharpened trunks and are as tall as two humans. The captured beasts are tethered by ropes but have enough freedom to wander and graze. 2 brown boars and a black mouflon. And here are our captives, Efren declares proudly. I know it's still a bit empty, but we'll crowd it just before winter. Are you going to care for them in winter? The hunter swallows loudly, already thinking about his next meal. Nah, they're here just for the meat and skin. Once the snow falls, we'll butcher them. Carpenter gives him a sullen glance, then squeezes the lower edge of his jacket. I'd love to keep them with us. I don't even like meat. We could start a mouflon herd, or any other, but it's too dangerous with such weak defences. He leans on the gate. Our houses are too small for them, and having loud beasts outside during cold months would lure predators. We tried. He falls silent for a bit, and once he picks up the conversation, his voice returns to its previous proud tone. You'll understand better if you take a look at our old forest, friend. He points at the area behind the palisade. I look north. The vast clearing is returning to life, with shrubs spread between the paths and tree stumps. You move to the bridge and then a gateway and have a chance to look around. We can see the edge of our world from the watchtower, Milo narrates sublimely. In the long distance, the plateau ends, surrounded by cliffs. You either climb up the mountains or fall to your death. Both men tell you about the difficult past of the village. A desperate camp, then a cabin, then 2, shifting its wooden walls as more and more trees were cut. Without tree crowns, we can walk with no shadows, beast dens, gargoyle eyes, concludes the carpenter. I'm not surprised that the wrath of the herds hasn't smitten you yet. These pointed sticks won't stop a unicorn. Nothing will, friend, the hunter counters, and the carpenter is eager to follow. I think the landscape blocking the path here was one of the first things our predecessors took care of, and it may be the beasts that don't realise how much this place has changed. He tells you there's one more thing to see and continues his tale as you walk away. From time to time, something reaches our territory. We feel safe amongst the bushes, but not so that we would send a child there. We have plans. So many lifetimes won't be enough to complete them, he says with a mix of melancholy and excitement, making Efren listen with attention. I want to see a stone wall with a walk for archers, weapons made of copper, and a tannery set at its own camp, so we're free of its stench. Farmers, fishers, sorcerers, herbalists. You return to the main square again, the words of a dreamer. The hunter pats his companion's back. First we need to learn how to feed our children. We lack strength and skill. Efren looks at you, but we have time. Time comes opportunity. You reach the edge of the village, a cliff as tall as the wall. Beneath you, two creeks meet each other and form a gentle river. These are the trees we used to learn more about woodwork. Ella is smiling as he leans back against the wall of a house. We plant new ones, but we'll soon have to bring wood from further away. Give the saplings a few years or however long they grow, a decade. And this is where I leave the two of you with your boring tree talks. Efren points at you. See me later if you need, I'll be around, I rarely hunt alone. The carpenter watches his departure companion with genial eyes. Well, there's work to be done. A new chair awaits me. He leads you to a humble working station placed at the edge of the square. Tools you notice are very simple, if not primitive. We don't have to talk about my trade, Jack. What brings you to us? Cool, right. So, new area, new conversations. I'm going to pick up on this next time because there's a lot to get through. So, yeah, I'm alive. I've learned I'm not strong enough to take on the skeletons yet. I need more. But we will deal with that next time, hopefully. So until then, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you then. Bye!